guys, Chokester here, bringing another episode of FTB's Skyfactory3. We are all geared up, all kitted up in our awesome armor. Awesome armor. It's the Botania endgame armor. And look at that. Look at that. You can see those wheels on the top of my head. We're going to make one last thing. One last thing, but before we do, one last thing from Botania, that is, then we're going to do some other cool stuff. But before we do, let's go down and hit the magical button here for Oguzen Demakurt. He was the first one to comment. Yay! All right, that was Creeperhead. That's pretty funny. Pretty funny. Okay. There is one really cool thing. We've got lots of baubles going on in here. And so we've got the Globetrotter Sash. We've got the Ring of Odin. That gives us our 10 extra hearts. We've got this Pyromancer's Ring, which it's kind of a adds fire to whatever I hit. This is cosmetic, of course, and this is a focus sash. This prevents you from being one hit. So which is kind of cool. But what we want today is we want to work on a cloak. And so there's 4 different kinds of cloaks that we have available. We have the invisibility cloak, which kind of shields you from mobs, hides you from them. There's the cloak of virtue, there's the cloak of sin, and then the cloak of balance. And we can look at those by opening up our Lexica Botania, and we can see in here the cloak of virtue will block the full extent of a piece of damage taken. Well, that sounds really cool. Now, it does say that it doesn't do magical damage, and which is okay. And there's also, I believe, an 8 or a 10-second cooldown. So, so it's not like, you know, it'll block constant damage, but it does block, you know, if you get hit pretty hard or something. There's the Cloak of Sin, which damages nearby mobs for the same amount of damage that was taken. So I'm kind of thinking that would be pretty cool. Like, let's say I'm fighting the Chaos Dragon, and he's hitting you just for a buttload of damage, and he would take that same amount of damage, but I just don't know how close. I don't know how close he has to be, or if it even is applicable to it. And then there's Cloak of Balance. This one splits the damage between the attacker and the target, and it prevents the target from dying. I'm thinking this would be great for when you're trying to damage the ghast and not kill him. That would be good for that. But we're going to go for this Cloak of Virtue. So if we take a look and see what the Cloak of Virtue is, it uses one of these Gaia spirits. It uses some glowstone dust and some wool. Pretty straightforward. And so we should be able to make that, and we sure can. And then we can add it in here. And let's check us out. Check us out. We now have, yay, we have a cloak. We have a cloak. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's look from the back. Got my little backpack wearing. I've got my backpack on. Yeah, I like it. I like it. Okay, so that might help. That might help. The other thing is, let's look this up now. And we're going to go with the Crimson. The Crimson Pendant is the upgrade to the Pyroclast Pendant. Pyroclast is prevents fire, or is it lava? I always forget. I always forget what it is. But the Crimson Pendant basically makes you completely immune to fire and lava, which is awesome. Which is awesome. So let's look that up. Crimson Pendant. And so it requires one of these Gaia spirits and, of course, the Pyroclast Pendant first. And so we're going to need a few things. We're going to need some mana-infused string, Rune of Fire, Rune of Summer, and this Mana Steel Ingot. So let's grab some string first, and let's make this. Oops, string. And, oh, come on, I can't type today. There we go. Let's just do a whole bunch of it, and we'll go dump it over here. We know the drill, right? Let's dump this in there. Oh, beautiful. And then let's see what kind of runes we have. Let's see if we have Summer. Oh, we do. Excellent. So we should be able to make this. Let's see. It's the Pyroclast. This is the first one we need to make. All right. And so we make that. Excellent. We'll put that back in. And then we'll look up the Crimson. And we'll make that. And with all luck, yes, excellent. We'll throw that back in there for future needs in case we need it. And let's put that on. And I think that goes in here. And I'm okay with that. I'll get rid of my tie. I'm okay to get rid of the tie. All right. So don't know how I got those. Oh, I visited my mob farm. Okay, let's go over to the Nether just so we can show what this is like. All right, I'll take you over to some of the. Well, you know what? Never mind. Let's go. Let's do it right here. So I'm going to. Yeah. We have that there. Let's just build us a real quick thing here. All right, and I need one more. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to build a little pool here, right? And of course I'm going to need one more. Of course, I'm always one short. Grab that, and we'll put that in the bottom. Okay, so now what we can do is we don't need to go all the way to the Nether because remember the Nether has nothing. There are blocks, but I don't want to have to blocks of lava, but I don't want to have to go find some. So we can put that in there and watch this. Oh yeah, how's that? We're just taking a bath in the lava. Yeah, why not? We'll take a screenshot of that. Okay, let's get out of here. So that's fun. That is fun. Okay, so that's some really cool things from Botania. Just kind of wanted to wrap that up since we were out of time last episode. Okay, the next thing is that we talked about the this end portal here, right? And one of the things is I can't break those. So I want to try one thing. Don't we have a block breaker? I think we have a block breaker. This guy here, the auto breaker, and there's also this block breaker here. So I just want to see, we're probably gonna need that. And I just want to see if these guys can do any damage to them. And I don't know if I need a redstone signal or not. So let's head down and let's see what they can do. No interface. Okay. And so one would think that, where's my redstone torch? Let's put that right there. So I don't believe that will break it. Okay. So then we had the breaker. I'm thinking that I'm not going to have, oh, it's not too bad. Let's see. I don't have any of the coils. So let's try that. I do have some of those, which is excellent. Okay. And this one, let's go downstairs. Let's see if this will break it. I assume it's the right way. Yes. And redstone mode deactivation, which means that it should be firing right now. But what we can do is, just in case, we can do this. We'll pull out a button here, and just to prove that nothing. It doesn't seem to need RF, and yeah, I don't think that can break it either. So that's unfortunate. So I think we're stuck. With these, but that's okay because we have contingency plans. I don't think there's any other breaker in here. Now, what I could try, one last thing is, let's put these away. And what I could try is a chest. I don't think that, a chest transporter. And there's also our wands. So let's see, our wands, we have a moving wand. So let's try this. It takes experience. I have plenty of that. Let me put this back up there. Let's try this. Okay, chest transporter? No. Nothing. How about a moving wand? The block is too hard to take. Yeah, I'd say. All right, that's just me playing around. I just wanted to see. All right, and we have our contingency plan still. Make sure my magnet's off. All right, and let's put this away for right now. Okay, we have a whole bunch of these loot bags. So let's grab these loot bags. And if I grab the legendary, if we look at the end portal. All right, so let's look that up. It does come from, no, that's right. It is not in JEI or NEI or whatever we're calling it in this pack, right? So, but I happen to know it's in these legendaries. And so what I can do is I can, oh, look, I got an end portal in there. And, oh, there we go. And there's 8 more in here. So let's try those. Now I've got this loot bag opener. It takes too long. Oops, come on, get up there, fly. If I just shift right click on these, it opens them much quicker. All right, so we only got one end portal. Anything else good? I like those storage upgrades, but I'm kind of at the point where I don't need much else. We got some chance cubes. All right, so we'll pull this back, and of course we love the supremium apples. All right, so let's just take those back for right now. So let's get over here, and I keep meaning, I always forget. I gotta use that. I gotta use this, right? Okay, so let us grab the other end portals that I've been gathering. End portal. Now I have 7 of them, and remember we need 12 of them, so we need 4 more. Well, what if we were to go over here, and if I were to look in here, even though it's the same crafting grid, I can actually make this with obsidian and gaia spirit. I just felt that we're over in the Botania area. We have gaia spirits now, so let's make some more. So can we? Yes, we can. 2, 3, and 4. So we need 4 of these. Now, let's try this again. We're going to try it again, but this time we got a tip that says that we have to place it from the inside. Okay, so inside like this, they are directional supposedly. So let's try this. Gotta make sure I don't screw up because these cannot be picked back up. Okay, so there's those, and let's grab our eyes of Ender. So let's just grab 12 of them. Oops, 1 more. There we go. And there. Okay, let's head down. I go down here so often I might need a travel anchor. Okay, so let's go here and we'll fill all these up. Let's see, cross your fingers. Are you ready? Are you ready? Oh yeah. Haha. Pretty cool, pretty cool. That worked out well. And this is the overworld. Perfect. Let's grab that so we can get back easily. And let's see if it actually works. Yeah, that worked well. Okay. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love it. I love it. Yeah, okay. So that is cool stuff. Cool stuff. I am so happy for that. Okay. Well, let's talk about power. So let's talk about power. Now we have made these Mark III lava generators. All right, we have them going into a big 400 million battery pack. We have tons of power, and we're sitting real pretty. These lava generators generate 5,000 per lava generator, but they're a little bit tough to make. Let's quickly review for perspective. All right, the first here is just electrum. Right, and copper. That's really simple to make, and I believe it was 60 RF per tick. The second gen then was 640 RF per tick, but it required a vibrant crystal. Now that's pretty straightforward to do. That's really simple. You know what's odd though? Yeah. Hey, they changed the recipe on this. Remember, we had to go get souls of Enderman. We had to get Enderman for this Mark II. That's odd. They made it much cheaper. But this makes 640 RF per tick, and heck yeah, makes it even better. I mean, it wasn't too bad with Enderman, but yeah, that's a really good deal. So that was just 8 of these, makes 1 of these, and then 8 of the Mark IIs make for the Mark III, and this makes 5,120 RF per tick with just Dragon Breath, and of course 8 of these. So these are great things. I made 4 of them, and we're making 20,000 RF per tick. It's been wonderful. But if we want to do Draconic Evolution, we need a lot more power than that. And so we're also going to want to do a couple other things. Like right now, because of the armor I'm using, I have to carry the wings of the bat. I was really enjoying not having to have anything in my inventory with this premium armor. So let's do something about that. We're going to do a little bit of environmental, let's spell it right, environmental tech. All right, so this is a cool mod. I'm sure most of you have seen this, so I'm going to go through it fairly fast. If you need me to slow down, just shout out in the comments. It's going to be a couple of episodes, but the first thing we need to do is generate power. And so they've got different tiers. So there's solar panel 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you can read more about it in this digital guide here. I don't think I have one. I doubt I would. Nope, I haven't made it, or I mean, I haven't gotten it from anywhere, but I'm going to need this alabaster, basalt, or hardened stone. Now, we don't have any of those. Okay, so how do we get that? Well, we can make hardened stone. I don't think there's a recipe for this. No, there is not. You can get it from its own Void Resource Miner. Same thing with alabaster, but we can make this hardened stone by just having stone and cobble. And that's what we're going to need. So let's first grab one of those so that we can make this. And it would be this one right here. So now we've got a digital guide. The other thing is we're going to want to have a pattern for this because we're going to need a lot of these. So let's go about making a pattern for this so that when we need a hardened stone, it will be there. So let's dump this over here. There we go. All right, and then if we take a look at this digital guide, which is the manual for environmental tech, we get an achievement. Very cool. And so first thing we're going to need is this assembler. Well, we don't need it first, but we're going to need an assembler, and you'll see how to make that. Then there's a lightning rod we can make, a solar array, which is what we're talking about making first. It's kind of what we need. We don't have to, but it's, you know, it's a good start. There's a void ore miner, which gets you ores. This is the irons, golds, diamonds, so on. There's the resource miner, which gets you blocks like sand, clay, and various building blocks, right? Resources. There's the nanobot beacon. That was what I alluded to with flying. There's the Londis light, which is a witherproof block. The mica, which is a very special block that the only way you can get it is from the void resource miner. And then of course world gen, which isn't applicable here, but it talks about where it would in theory be mined, you know, where it would gen. Okay, so we need this void ore miner, or sorry, not the void ore miner, the solar array. We are going to make, well, we have to make a tier 1 so that we can get a tier 2, so that we can get a tier 3, and in order to get a tier 4. So you have to work your way all the way up. Now, if we take a look at each of these needs the structure blocks. Okay, so we're going to want to look at what a structure block it consists of. So if we look at structure block, there we go. So here's the different kinds. This is the basalt one. We can't get that yet. Here's the alabaster one. We can't get that back. We're going to have to do the hardened stone as our first step. So the tier 1, it's very straightforward. It's this hardened stone and that. Very, very easy. Number 2 is just with diamonds and that previous tier 1. Number 3, very simple as well. We've got all these resources. 4 though requires nether stars. Now we just so happen to have that. But if we were to look at the solar panel, right, the 4 different tiers, this one's pretty straightforward. It's just a, you know, we got to make a bunch of this stuff. There's some crazy stuff in here that you'll see, but it's not too bad. Then this uses energetic alloy. That's not too bad. Then we have to get into here. This gets a lot more complex. We only need 1 of these, okay? So it's not that big a deal, but it gets quite challenging because this is a lot. This goes down many levels, right? When we look to make that tier 3. And then the tier 4, of course, requires nether stars, vibrant alloy blocks. Not a big deal, but these are tier 4. So it's really not hard to jump right up the path, and I think that's what we're going to do. But we have to make the patterns for all of this. So the first thing is let's make the pattern. We have this, but we're going to need to make the solar cell, which means the clear glass, which means the enriched sand, which is nether quartz and sand. All right, so we're going to need to make a pattern for this. All right, so that's the first one. And then let's work our way back down, and there's our enriched sand, right? So now we have an enriched sand and we have to actually smelt it. So we'll need to make a pattern for that in this guy. And so let's go back to this and here, and we will be able to create a pattern for this. And that one will go downstairs into our ultimate furnace. So then the next thing is it's going to make us clear glass. Then we now need to make photovoltaic cells, and that will be in this guy. Oops. Give that back, please. Yes, thank you. And photovoltaic cells will go in here. So let's make that. And lastly is the whole thing. We should now be able to make that. So there's our tier 1. Now tier 2 is just going to need blocks of diamonds, but we already have that. We don't need a pattern. We have energetic alloy, and I believe I already have a pattern, so that's easy to make. So there's tier 2. Tier 3 is going to require these guys, which all it is a block of iron with ender pearls, so we can make a pattern for that. That's pretty straightforward. And tier 3, we're going to need these solar panels. Now this is going to be a little bit trickier, so we're going to need quite clear glass. And remember, that is doubly cooked. Oh, you know what? No, good. We can use regular glass. Oh, that worried me. Okay, no problem. But we're definitely going to need this. This is any glass and piece of iron. So we're going to need that. So that should be 2. Perfect. Okay, so that is... Let's do that. Let's see. What else? We need this here. This. That should be the next step. And then we should be able to make redstone repeaters. I doubt I have. I have a recipe for that. Stone might be tricky. We might have to create a recipe for that, but we'll see. We shall see. And then lastly is stone block. Oh, we haven't done these yet. Okay, so we have the mirrors already. So we should just be able to have wood planks, any old wood planks. We've got Ore Dictionary picked for that, so that's good. So that is the solar panel tier 1. And then we're going to need tier 2s, which are these around a piston. I believe I have a piston. If not, we'll find out. And then lastly is the tier 3, which is this tier 3. We have the repeater, we have the block, which should be good. Okay, so we should be able to make up to tier 3 right now. Yeah, I think we just need to bring that last one in. Okay, we have tons of space. Normally this would like fill up a whole crafter, but that's why we built this great big guy. And this one is the one that has to be cooked. So we go downstairs. Whoa, that was crazy. And we put that one in here. So now, for instance, if I were to say, make me that, what kind of glass was that called? That was clear glass from Environmental Tech. Make me 64 of those, please. And hopefully, there we go. And so it has to craft first and make the sand, and then it turns into the actual glass and cooks up very fast. Very cool. All right, so now let's try a tier 1. Let's troubleshoot this. Let's try a tier 1. It is missing these solar cells, so we must have missed this guy right here, this last one here. So let's make a pattern for that. That's why we do this. This one right here. Okay, so let's throw that in. There we go. Oh, wait. Oh yeah, it's that one, which is a component of that. Okay, yeah. No problem. That's why we do this. Okay, so solar tier 1. And let's give it a go. We look good. Let's hit it. And we are done. And in fact, we're going to need 2, but that's okay. This will take care of it. So let's try this. Hey, it looks good. It's going to craft 1 more, and it's going to make the final. And there's our tier 2. So what about our tier 3? Can we do a tier 3? All looks good. All looks good. Yes. Oh yeah. Working. There we go. It's making a whole bunch of those. Making those. Oh yeah, cool. This makes environmental tech so nice. I love it. There's our tier 3 controller. Okay, excellent. So one of the things we can do though is we can actually, well, there's a couple different ways. Remember, it showed in here that we can look at our solar array, and we're up to tier 3 already, right? And we can look here and find that out. Or the other way you can do it is we need that assembler. Remember, environmental tech. I talked about it first, but we haven't actually done it yet. We're going to need obsidian and a tier 2. So we're going to need this tier 2 block. We might as well make the recipes for these right now. So let's look at these structure blocks, which are these going to be these right here. So we need tier 1s. So we'll make a recipe for that. Then we're going to need tier 2, which is that. We're going to need tier 3. And we might as well go tier 4 and tier 4. Okay. So let's put those in. And right there, I have yet to even use one whole page. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, let's see. Tier. What am I doing? I need structure blocks. I need tier 2 structure blocks. That's what I need. Structure. Okay. And why, you ask? It goes this way. I need just one of them. So make me one. And brilliant, because we need that assembler. Because you see, it's a tier 2 structure block with obsidian. Pretty straightforward. Yay, another achievement. So what I can do is I can left click on this, and it also tells me what I need. So I need tier 3 structure blocks, or a structure block tier 3 or above. So now, one thing I need to check is, can we make solar cells? I think it's the gate, this here, another block, tier 4. I don't see anything that we can't go for this, but I want to say that it's the structure blocks that are going to require us to, the tier 4, have mica? No, it doesn't. And we were able to do that, so that's not a problem. All right, so we need the modifiers. What was the T solar cells? We shouldn't have to worry about that, 49 of them. And the modifier cores, which we really don't need anything other than... They must have changed this recipe because it was gated behind mica in order to get it to the tier 3, I believe. Maybe that's just the ore miner. So yeah, I'd say we go for it. Go for it. Okay, so let me get tier 4, and I'm going to take this because I'm going to need it. I'm going to have to make a whole nother one of these. I'll make tier 4 and I'll bring it right back. Okay, it says we need 40 structure blocks. Check. It says we need 81 solar cells. Check. It says we need 8 modifier cores. Check. We are good to go. Let's grab... Hey, how'd that get up there? That was odd. Yeah, okay, good. All right, we got our assembler. We got this. What we're going to want is some way to get the power back, right? So we've been primarily storing it in here. So let's do a power cell. I think that would be a really good way to do it for right now. We don't have a way to empower it, but hey, that's all good. I would love to have this one, but we don't have any of these dimensional shards. Actually, you know what? We do. We have some, but how many? How many dimensional shards? We have 15. That is not going to be enough because we have to wrap each one of those around. So, all right, we'll just do the first tier, which is all good. But we will soon have the ability to do more. Oh, we need 2 of these. We need 2 of these. There we go. 2 of those. We're going to need 2 cards. 1, 2. And FYI, when I was making this 4th tier 4, when you look at, let's see, solar, I was having real problems with these here. These tier 1, tier 2, this is from Solar Flux Reborn, oops. And when I got to 5, it was doing some weird stuff. It would not make a 6. It just kept... You know, actually, it would make a 5, and then I recreated the patterns without or dictionary, and you can see I'm recreating them all, and it just wouldn't make them. So, well, whatever. So for right now, I'm going to go put these over here, and you know, just put it up on top here. It doesn't have to be that much. We might have some. It doesn't have to be that huge, right? But this is 81, so it's a 9 by 9, which means then there's wraps around the outside, so it's an 11 by 11. But we might have some torches in the way. So the first thing we're going to want to do is let's get some of this stuff rearranged here, and then we're going to need this. All right. So first thing is we're going to need to roughly find the center. Roughly, it's good enough right there. And then we are going to place the panel on top. Now the challenge is that this is... Ha, got it. Suckers. No, where'd my hole go? Where'd my hole? There it is. All right. Okay, so we're going to have to build this from the bottom. Yes, there we go. Gently. Okay. So all we have to do is right click on this and it will start building out. This is a pretty safe spot to be. We might have to dig our way out, but hey, we'll make our way out. So we know that we're done when all the blocks are gone. And it'll also say once you get to the end, you see no more blocks, hit it one more time, and it's supposed to say structure complete. Yes? It didn't. But let's see what does look like it. Oh, yeah. So that was odd. That was odd. Maybe I had miscounted. No, it's right there. How is it getting placed down here? That is just so weird. I must have accidentally right-clicked and it started to build. No problem. But you can put that in here. Oop. Missed click. Okay. Now we should have the structure complete. Yes. Beautiful. So this, when we put in the card, we'll put in a card here. It is now... Put it back in, it's 1. It just needs to refresh, right? So we link this one, now they're on both 1s. We say in, and instantly fills up. Awesome. And so this guy should be putting in a ton of power. What? How much power? How much power does it do? Why, let's look. Solar array. Tier 4, 46,000. This is half for this pack than it normally does. So just an FYI. Let's see. So here, what we'll do is we'll put it back here. Just put it right back here. We'll put our card in, and it will go up here, and we will say out. And so now that will be feeding our capacitor bank. So there we go. We now have a tier 5 solar array. Yay! I could also drop that down if I really wanted to, but I do like the ability to get underneath here and do stuff. So that's why I like doing it that way. Okay, so that's pretty cool. That is really cool. We got some big power being made. 46,000 plus the 20,000. We're at 65. We still haven't gotten enough to check off the next tier, but we're close. We're close. 100K. It's not far. It's not far. Okay, guys. Well, we are getting close to the end. Let me check the time, and I'll bring you right back. Okay, guys, we got a few minutes left, so let's make the next thing, which is the resource miner. I've already made this manually. It is a tier 1, and let me give you a little perspective here. The resource miner, again, gets things like sand, gravel, so kind of like, you know, I don't think it does wood, but it'll give cobble, gravel, moss stone, all the different hardened clays, the different colors and so on, and mica. Now, it doesn't really matter what tier you have, you still pretty much get everything. I don't believe there's something, I don't know, let's say, well, if we look at mica, all right, so it shows that it's any of the void resource miners. So it doesn't matter what tier they are. It's just the higher the tier, the faster they go. Now they do have these different lenses that get that you can focus. All the different lenses focus the different types of materials. And so we'll focus it for mica because that's primarily what we want in here. But it would also be nice to get some of those other structure blocks, or you know, the basalt and alabaster. So I'm hoping we can get those out of there. But we need 24 structure blocks tier 1. Let's do that. So structure blocks tier 1, which is right here. We need 10, 20, 30, 40. Let's get that going. And then what else do we need? We need 20 machine base, which I don't think we have a pattern for, right? Machine, is that, no. And that is, where is it? It would be one of these right here, alabaster machine base. So let's make a pattern for that. And let's see here, we're going to need the hardened stone version of it. So we're probably going to need a pattern for iron bars because we don't have a pattern for that yet. And lastly, we should have everything else in here. And so we needed those patterns in here so we can actually, I have a few empty spots for me testing and trying to get those solar panels to work. And so that was 20 machine base. All right. 20 of these, please. 10, 20. Okay, and then we need 2 laser cores. Those are pretty simple. We're going to make those by hand. And so laser core. And they just need a whole bunch of this clear glass. I made a whole bunch already. So 1, 2. We need 2 of those with us. And then lastly is the lens, right? Yes, 1 clear lens or any colored variant. And so let's look at these lenses. Oops, lens. So there's all different kinds. And if I were to say, you know, magenta, we would just mix it with dye. So any of the dyes, that's all good. But you can also see that what it will focus on is lead and draconium. So that's not a bad way to do it in the void or miner. How about the resource miner? That would get us obsidian, mycelium, hardened clay. So let's say we wanted to focus on alabaster. All right, it's a beautiful block. I love the look of the alabaster. So where does that come from? The resource miner with a white lens. Well, where does mica come from? Why, that is the resource miner with a white lens. So, hey, I'm going to go with white lens. All right, so let's see if we can bring up the recipe for that. Perfect. And we show, I got to make that lens first. Make the lens first. Here we go. And all it is that pretty straightforward. We'll make that, throw one of those in there. And since it's already up, bring that in. And lastly is the colored variant of that. And there we go. Focus that laser. Okay, oh, let's grab our structure blocks. Let's just do @environmental. That should give us everything we need. There's our 20 and our 24, 2 and 1, right? 24, 22, and 1. Okay, perfect. So where do we want to put this? Well, it needs clear sight down to the ground. I'm also going to put a ore miner somewhere. So I'd like this, you know, to be like some sort of symmetry. I could do it hanging off the side of here, which might not be that bad of an idea. I don't know. It really doesn't matter where we do it. What I'm going to need, though, is I'm going to need, maybe we'll put it down here. Yeah. Let's do that. Now, this builds below. All right, so what I'm going to need is I'm going to need some... I don't have that in my way. I got to fly over here. Don't have that with me, so let me grab a stack of this. We're going to need some up high. And you know what? I don't know. This I didn't really plan this out very well, did I? Did I? Oh my goodness. All right, let's put this in here. So I think this one is, let's just look at the build guide, is resource miner tier 1 is, it's a 7 by 4 by 7. So why is 4 tall? So let's put this up 4 tall, 3 and 4. All right, and so I think it will work like that. And so we can sit on top of this now and it will start building out. And let's just see. Yeah, I would like this to be flush with the ground. So I'm going to drop that down just 1 right there. And then I'll put that back. And yes, I do have to break all these. So not a problem. I'll just get these guys. Let me turn on my magnet. How's that? That would be a smart thing, right? There we go. And let's try to do that. Okay. Go. Okay, so do not vein mine this, or excavator. So on top, that's the safe place. There we go, much better. That's down on the ground. It's all pretty. Now we should be able to do it. And beautiful multi-block assembly complete. Now we will see the laser, right? And we have to go get some power. Now I did try in the past some other chests, and it is fairly particular about which chests that it is able to be used. So yeah, so the iron chests all seem to work just great. Although to be fair, I've never tried the crystal chest. So let's give this a moment to let's make sure this is out. Yes, there we go. All right, so let's give this a moment. Like I said, tier 1 is going to be the slowest of all of them. It's not going to be super fast, but I'm okay with that. I don't need that much. Some alabaster, some mica, and we got our first piece right here. Hey, look, we did get basalt, and the basalt is a lower percentage, right? So if we had black lens, it's 8%. If with a clear lens, it's 4%. I don't know what it is with a white lens. It might be 4% or somewhat less, but yeah, we're starting to get in. All right, guys, we're well on our way to environmental tech. So next episode, we're going to come back and do some ore mining because we want some ores. All right, guys, I look like royalty, don't I? I'm all gussied up. All right, guys. Well, I will catch you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel. I would really appreciate that. I would be honored if you would consider me to be one of your daily regiments. And I will catch you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.